All right, for number 3, we're asked to find the zeros of this function. F of x equals 5x squared plus 32x minus 21. So to find the zeros, we're gonna see where f of x is equal to 0. So we're gonna replace that f of x with 0. And now we need to solve for x. So there's a couple ways we can do that. We could plug this into the quadratic formula and get our answers that way, or we could factor this. I'm going to go ahead and factor it. So first, the way that I like to factor these is to split this middle term and then factor by grouping. So we need to figure out a way to split that so that we can group this properly. And so in order to figure that out, we need to multiply 5 times 21. That's 105. And the factors of 105, we've got 3 and 35, or 5 and 21, or we've got 15 and 7. All right, so what we need is 2 numbers that multiply to 105 and add to 32, or actually subtract to 32. So that's gonna be these 2 right here. So we could rewrite this as 5x squared plus 35x minus 3x minus 21. All right, so now we can group these into 2 groups. So here's one group. The other group, since this is negative, if we put this group there, that negative is going to be distributed. So we want to put a plus inside there. All right, so now we can factor out our greatest common factor out of each of these. So 5x squared and 35x, we can factor a 5x out of that. And we're left with x plus 7. Over here, we can factor a 3 out of that. And again, we get x plus 7. Now we've got an x plus 7 in both terms. We can factor an x plus 7 out, so we get x plus 7. And then what we're left with is 5x minus 3. This is equal to 0. So the zero product property says that either x plus 7 is 0, in which case x is negative 7, or 5x minus 3 is equal to 0. Let's do that. So 5x minus 3 equals 0. We can add 3 to both sides. 5x equals 3, divide by 5. We get that x is equal to 3/5. So the zeros of this function are going to happen at x equals negative 7 and at x equals 3/5.